Welcome to our next product. It's from ONN, or ONN. And ONN is a Walmart electronics business. So what we're going to do is we're going to open this up. But first, let me tell you what this is it's a streaming device. So like a Fire stick or a Roku stick, this is also a streaming device. This is for Android TV, so it's specifically for that. And it has Google Assistant built in. And it gives you all the typical high flyer channels as you would expect. And it's 1080p, so it's not 4K or anything like that. But what I'm going to do is I already have a Fire Cube, and I have a Roku 4K for our larger TVs. This will be for a TV that we have both in the guest rooms and bedroom. We kind of move it around. It's a smaller TV, and instead of having to play around with an antenna all the time, we think that this is going to be a good way to go. It says Chromecast is built in, and so again, it's FHD streaming stick, easy setup with Google account, which I do have. Plugs into the HDMI port. The TV we're going to put it on is a Samsung 24-inch, and it does have 2 HDMI ports. The specs is this will have Android TV, so not Google TV, but Android TV. Dolby Audio, not Dolby Atmos. Wi-Fi, it's both 2, 4, and 5 gigahertz. That's great. It looks like it does pretty much all of the Wi-Fi signals. And in the box, we're going to open it up now and see exactly what's in it. And as you can see, it says here Walmart on the bottom. So let's open it up. So everything is in there in one plastic pack. So I'll put the box here so you can continue to see it. So here is our 2K streaming stick. And this would be your quick start guide. It looks simple and to the point. It looks very straightforward, just quickly looking at all of this. Let's get started, how to hook to the TV, etc. So let's take a look at what was in the box. First off, I'll take out, that's the actual stick. So this is really light. It looks large, but this is extremely light. This is the ONN stick, streaming stick, and has, I don't know if that's for heat escape or what that's for. You could see the HDMI here. This is an HDMI connector, and we have here, if I can get that off, we have an extender. So we actually have an HDMI extender, it looks like, so I can put that in there and extend it just a bit. So we have an HDMI stick. We have an extender. It looks like 2-3 feet is the total of that. Here is the plug, USB plug. They really got a lot of things into a small pack here. Here's some, here's batteries. Good job. So there's 2 AAA batteries for the remote. Here's the remote, and underneath the remote this would be the power cable. So this will allow us to connect the plug, which has a USB port, and so we can connect that in here, and then this goes into, well, we'll have to see, won't we? But I can tell you right now, it goes right in here into the stick. I don't know if you could see it up there. So that's where it goes. And it's a mini, too bad. But anyway, that's for the power. And here's the remote, really nice size remote. And let me compare it to, here's a Pixel 4. And you can see the remote is about the same height and about half of the width or so. So nice size. And it's got a circular wheel here, power, and we'll have to see what all these buttons are. There's Google Assistant right there. I'm sure you could see that, the home button. It's got 4 buttons on here that are fixed. You can't change those: YouTube, Netflix, Disney Plus, and HBO Max. And this is so light. I mean, it's really, really light. So it looks like a nice remote. So we'll put the batteries in, we'll set up the remote, we'll let you see it, set it up on the TV, and we'll go from there. Let me just give you a quick look at where we're going to be connecting. So this is the back of the 24-inch TV I had mentioned. And as you can see, we have 2, I don't know if you could see, but we have 2 HDMI ports there. So the first step is to connect those. Here comes step 1. I am going to simply connect this to HDMI 1, which is right here. And there it is. It's done. So I don't know if you could see it. Next, I'm going to connect the adapter, the plug, to the wall, and then I will connect it to the stick. That's next. So I've plugged it in, and over here, this is right here. I don't know if you're able to see it, but this is the power adapter coming in. It's a little bit clunky. This sticks out a lot, and you have this wire, but let's see how it works. The instructions are actually so simple, they don't tell you anything. The remote control just tells you what the buttons are. Let's go get started. I've done that. It shows a picture of a Wi-Fi router. Then it says, let's get started. Here's what you'll need. And it shows the TV to the remote and a Bluetooth insignia or symbol. And it doesn't tell you how to pair it. Setup completed. So I'm going to do it. Let's see what happens. So I've turned on the TV and I changed the source. And actually the instructions appear to be on the TV. So let's see. On the remote, press and hold home and back keys together for 4 seconds till you see the remote's LED blinking. So let's find home and back. So there's home and back. Here we go. And it's blinking. And it's successful. Well, that was nice. So let me go ahead and do some of this. I'm going to set it up with my phone and be right back. All of it was done on screen. I simply had to tell Google Assistant to set up a device. It found it, put in a verification code, and is setting it up. It is all set up. It's all connected. And it looks like there's an update. It connected to Wi-Fi right on my phone. It just said, which network you want to connect to. I tapped it, it copied it, it put it on. Then it took me to my Google account. It said, is this what you want? I tapped it and it set up my Google account. So this is amazing how simple this setup is. All you need is your phone, the remote for a second, and the stick, and it's 1, 2, 3. So we'll see how long this takes to download and update. It's been about 3 minutes, and as you can see, it's a little over halfway done. So it's doing what it's supposed to do. And we'll keep you updated, waiting to see the screen when it begins. And here it comes. It has restarted. It only took about 5 seconds to get to that restart screen. It's installing the update, so we'll be back. I don't know if you could see it, but as it's installing this update, if you look at the rings, and I say rings plural, they're all in what appear to be Google colors, which makes sense, doesn't it? Those rings have turned into this now. So I've been watching this for about 30 seconds, and I'm not going to press any buttons. I'm going to assume that it's still doing something as it starts up. And it's connecting, so it is on the internet, telling me to wait. So this has been really painless. It's not been long at all. It really hasn't. Everything has been flawless. Like I said, the written instructions were not helpful at all, but it made sense once the power turned on and everything was done online and on your phone. I'm sorry, I meant on the TV and on your phone. So we'll be back. Here's something interesting. You can get personal results on here using your voice. You can get your email, calendar, payment help, and more. So there's even more on this device. And here's some additional apps. Let me look at these. I'll be back. So what's interesting is you go through and you check the boxes of what you want. You cannot, Prime Video, Hulu, HBO Max are pre-checked, as was Netflix. Here's the user interface. And as you could see, it's pretty much set up. It's like the others. I'll have to play with it for a while and kind of figure what we want to do and how we want to customize, what we want to change on the home screen. As you could see, you can customize the channels. There seems to be a lot that you could do on here. And it said I could say it, so that's good. So we'll let it continue to set up. It seems to be pretty good. I would tell you there's a lag. Let me try this. What's the weather in New York City?
Currently in New York City, it's 87
So as you can see, there's a bit of a lag in coming up, but versus what we had before, which was nothing, this is pretty good. I've played around with it a bit. I've added a couple of apps so far, and the negative is there's a big time delay whenever I try to go to something else. Could be the fact that the Wi-Fi is several rooms away, even though I have a mesh system here in the house. But other than that, you could see it's pretty good, and we'll try again. What's the weather in New York City? Let's see if this is any better.
Currently in New York City, it's 87
So
degrees
not bad.
and mostly sunny. Today, it'll be clear with clouds from time to time, with a forecast.
Let's wrap up this video. First of all, let me show you how fast. I'm going to click the button, 1, 2, 3, and I've pressed the power button, and it took a second for the TV to actually turn on. And there it is, and there's our home screen. So we got that pretty quick. And we could move around quickly everywhere. What's the weather?
Right now in Lexington, it's 82 degrees and sunny. Today, it'll be partly cloudy, with a forecasted high of 82 and a low of 63.
So not too bad, as you could see. Gave me the weather rather quickly, and I used Google Assistant through the microphone on the remote. The remote is Bluetooth, by the way, so it gives you a nice range, and it doesn't have to have a clear sight, so that's nice. You can always go to the apps like that, and then go down, and you can open the Google Play Store, and you can add apps that you need or want here. So you could search, and you could search by voice if you want. I'll try the National Hurricane Center. and it brings up a series of apps that are close to what you want. So that's pretty good. And let's see what else we have here. Again, you can surf through rather quickly, and then you could add more. You could select apps and add them to your favorites. So that row to my left was were called favorites. And then you can go down to Netflix, YouTube recommended, etc., etc. So the interface is good. It's got a lot of things here, as you could see. Then all you have to do is press home, and it always brings you back to the home page. And I'll show you also another thing that I like is the ability to use Chromecast is really pretty good. So I'm going to cast to the TV. I'm just telling it to cast to the screen. It asked me to pick an item because one could be my mesh router. I went ahead and I picked on TV, and here it comes now. And as fast as that, you're actually looking at my my screen. So it's just simply mirroring, as you could see. So we could take a look in here and let's see how fast the internet is doing. And you can see we have a good speed, and it's nice. I won't let you, you don't have to watch the entire speed session, but just to show you that you can see everything you want on here. And then another feature that's nice is if I wanted to, you can, if you turn sideways your phone, you can actually turn the whole screen. So you can mirror your screen here. It's nice to cast items that aren't on Android TV. Works really well. Works good. So is this worth it? I think the answer is yes. For the $25 that it cost, it's really it's a good deal, and I do recommend it. It was very easy to set up. Everything was intuitive, and I don't see any issues at all with this. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I wish the best of luck to all of you.